In a world full of theater, one question stands above them all.
Can no one decide on what immersive theater is? No, I mean, for real, like there are 5 different definitions of immersive theater and none of them are the same. I don't.
Hi, I'm Patrick Allen. I'm currently an MFA grad student at Texas Tech University, getting my degree in performance and pedagogy. And recently I've been super interested in immersive and interactive theater. The only problem is there isn't really a set definition for what immersive theater is or what interactive theater is. So I set out to make this video to be an educational resource for anyone who had the same curiosity that I did. I'll be detailing different aspects of immersive theater, interactive theater, and site-specific theater, and some subcategories of each of those. Since this is an educational video, I do encourage you to share this with students who might have questions, or just to use it as a reference for any paper you might be writing. I just ask that you give me some credit, like a little bit, like just a little bit. Okay, just the whole video. Can you link the whole video? It's not that hard, really. I mean, so immersive theater tends to lean more towards the social aspect of the environment that it's in. For example, escape rooms are technically a form of immersive theater. Each room has a predetermined journey that each audience member has to go through. How each person reaches the end of the story and interacts with the world is unique, making each person's story different than anyone else's. What sets this type of theater apart from every other variation of immersive theater is that immersive theater strives to stimulate all 5 senses. While most forms of theater only focus on sight and sound, immersive theater tries to include smell, touch, and taste, which I don't even want to imagine what that's like. I wouldn't know. There's not really a way that I can give an example through this type of video of an immersive experience, just because I can't stimulate your taste and smell through a video, and I don't even want to know what that would look like, so we're gonna move on. There's another form of immersive theater that I would classify as a subcategory of this, called Promenade Theater. According to the research I've done, most Promenade Theater has 2 important factors. The first being an experience or an environment that the audience can walk through, much like an escape room. The second factor being that you need a multitude of actors to interact with the audience. Now, this isn't something we really find in escape rooms, but it is something we find in haunted houses, which is really just escape rooms with the aspect of fear involved. So, interactive theater is exactly what it sounds like. This type of theater is where the audience is actively making choices on how the story will unfold. This is different than how immersive theater works, because immersive theater has a story that is already set, and interactive theater is less set in stone. You get it. This is oftentimes called forum theater because the audience will be asked to cast a vote based on what they think should happen, and the choice that is picked is the majority. A perfect example of this is Black Mirror Bandersnatch on Netflix. At multiple points throughout the movie, the viewer will be asked to answer prompts based on what they think the main character will do, and then the main character starts to do them. This changes the entire course of the movie and leads to so many different endings that not even the directors or the developers know how many endings there are. Much like this video. No, really, go ahead, click the 2 answers at the bottom of your screen. It'll change the course of how this video ends. You get to choose how this video ends. Go for it. I'm kidding, YouTube doesn't have that capability, and I don't even know how I would do that, so I didn't know. It's not, this is not interactive. But I made you click on it though, right? Interactive. Site-specific theater is another form of theater that is oftentimes called immersive, and rightfully so. There are aspects of site-specific theater that are immersive. However, site-specific theater builds the story based on a found environment, while immersive theater primarily already has a story in place, and they simply build the environment around the story. Site-specific theater takes a location that has theatrical potential and creates a story around that. This is based off of environmental theater, which was widely used by Richard Schechner. Punch Drunk's production of Sleep No More is a great example of this. Sleep No More is an adaptation of Shakespeare's Macbeth that is set in an abandoned warehouse that the company just found. That really makes me wonder how they found it. Like, did they just wander in one day and they were like, yeah, Macbeth would do well here? What was the thought process? This is just speculation, but I think the big reason why each one of these types of theaters gets confused with another is because they sometimes overlap. Just because you are doing a site-specific production on an actual location doesn't mean that it can't be immersive. Just because you are including audience interaction and audience choices doesn't mean that it can't be on a site-specific location. Each one of these types of theaters starts blending into one another the further you go along and start adding more elements to it. I hope this was really helpful. As I said at the beginning, I love anything that is immersive or breaks the fourth wall, so I really enjoyed researching all of this. I just find that all too often people get confused on the definitions of immersive, interactive, and site-specific theater and what their similarities and differences are. So I hope that this will provide a baseline where you can have conversations about this without getting confused. I will be providing links in the description below to all of the resources that I found, and if you have any questions about this material or anything regarding theater, please leave a comment. I never know how to end these. Insert outro here.